Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back for another TOS video. So we're back here for another round of Coach Me TOS, right? And then today's submission is by from the guild Legion, right? Xiang 11. He's level 457, alright. And then the video submitted is a dream within a dream, which is a O ultimate stage. Okay, and then apparently I think the team submitted in is a Xiang team. Okay, which I think a lot of you will have been thinking by now, why are we looking at the Xiang team, right? Because first, O ultimate stage. Second, super strong team member, a team leader, right? So I'll be extremely strict when it comes to using black gold cards as leader because they are already super strong, right? So we know that damage is not a problem. So now I'll be very strict on the usage of your active skills, your team members, and your spinning skills in general. Alright, so and see whether you do the craft or not. And then we'll look at the craft playstyle. Okay, so Xiang left a message. Round 2 of coaching. Hopefully I did better than the first episode, the first season in general. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look. Okay, so as what I mentioned just now, it's a Xiang team, right? So I'll be very strict on this because it's an easy stage, right? And using Xiang is just basically bullying the stage. Okay, so before we proceed, so let's take a look at the team members, right? So Xiang, then we have Lionel, we have Wukong, Colin, as well as Ultraman Orb. Okay, so let's take a look. So the first stage, let's have a bit of a recap in terms of this stage enemy skills, right? So basically for the first stage, we have slightly high defense side mobs, and then we have one in the middle which gives that two special effect runes in which you cannot touch. Okay, let's see how you spin this particular stage. Okay, not the most fantastic spin, right? As what you can see, right? There is so many possible extra combos that you could have done, right? Like let's go back. Okay, so first thing I noticed is the lack of understanding for the team leader Xiang. Okay, so I'm not sure whether you're spinning like this because this stage is technically a walk in the park, so you decided not to really play at his full potential. But notice that he don't spin he doesn't initial dissolve the light runes. Alright, and then for Xiang, in order to get that maximum multiplier, you need to dissolve all the light runes first batch to get that max multiplier, right? And then you're not doing that for the first spin. Okay, and then if you take a look at all the other runes for now, alright, it might be a stacking kind of thing, right? Because you can see the second batch of fire runes is, it will be stacked. But other than that, I don't see the need to do that. In fact, you can actually do all of it in first batch dissolve. Okay, and then comes an incoming wave of lucky sky drops. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I believe that in the case of no sky drop, right, that you wouldn't have get that amount of combo. Okay, so enough said, let's move on. Okay, so second battle is a test of your memory, pretty much. Alright, which is a permanent mass trail for this battle. So here, I understand it's very hard to dissolve all light, especially if it's scattered so far apart in this case, right? But let's take a look at how you're gonna utilize the visible spin paths, right, before your whole board get masked due to the spinning. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 initial, which is not too bad in my opinion, because honestly speaking, even to me, permanent mass trail is a pain in the ass. I think a lot of people has already experienced it for the extreme challenge, whereby you encounter all these permanent mass trail and stuff like that. Alright, so I'll just give this a pass. Right, but overall, I think could have been a better spin, but I'll just, you know, let this one go for now. Right, of course we're not going to look at damage because Xiang Yu is basically going to, you know, just dish out massive amount of damage. Alright, so here comes one of the part that I want to emphasize in this particular video for Coach Me TOS. Okay, so I'm not sure why you brought team members like this, right? But notice that this stage is actually a skill reset for non-gods, right? In this case, Xiang Yu, Lionel, Colin, and your ally Xiang Yu. Literally more than half of your members are going to get reset here, right? So my question is, are you bringing this? Are you bringing Colin and Lionel for a specific purpose in this battle, right? If not, these two cards would have been better off swapped with another god card. You can bring in 2 more god cards instead of Lionel and Colin, right? In order to not get that reset, and maybe you can use it later in the battle, you know, something like that. Right, so I believe you're bringing Lionel because you can effect remove at the boss, right? And then, I don't know, usually people bring Colin for that huge amount of HP, right? Because he's a dragon. So, in my opinion, I feel that being like such an overpowered card already, right? It's better off to just bring 2 other god cards, right? So it doesn't get reset. You can actually at least use the active skill and then, you know, have a much smoother clear. Right, so you can see that's gone. Wukong and Orc is left. Right, so let's see. Like, so in terms of spinning, right, so as what I say, it comes down to sloppy spinning once again. Right, so I understand that Xiang Yu is gonna one-hit kill everything. Right, but this is why I kind of have a love-hate relationship with super strong cards like this, like Ying Zhen, like Xiang Yu, right? It's really like a double-edged sword in a sense that, yes, these cards can help you pass crazy stages, right? Like Chronos Gate Extra and stuff like that. But if it were to land in the hands of, you know, a newer player, for example, that doesn't know how to spin, they kind of, you know, get used to that high amount of damage output by such a low amount of skill set, for example, right? They will kind of get used to this playstyle, right? So when they move on to other teams other than Xiang Yu, then they realize that their spinning skills have improved because they have been using Xiang Yu, and the damage output is so huge, and then, you know, they can't get used to that. Their spinning skills are never gonna improve because you're spinning like this on a normal basis, knowing that you're gonna kill, right? But let's take an example. If you're gonna bring back like PR Lü Bu, is he gonna deal this much amount of damage? No, you're gonna spin much more seriously than this, right? So my advice is to make it a habit. Even if you are using Xiang Yu, even this is for my case as well. I do this to myself. I force myself to practice, right? Other than situations like farming for pieces, you know, for Chronos Gate Extra and stuff like that, you can exclude that. But on a normal basis, you should be spinning to your best of your abilities, even if it's a shit stage, even if it's an easy stage, right? Train your spinning, alright? So throughout the entire battle from 1 till now, I've never seen you dissolve a single initial first batch light runes, which gives you the max Xiang Yu multiplier, right? So again, as I mentioned, you might think that this is an easy stage, but this is practice, right? Other than initial dissolve or light runes, try to do as much combos as possible, right? This is an easy stage, right? There's no bot hazards, nothing, right? Try to practice your spinning, right? It goes a long way. Okay, so one thing to take note here, that you could have easily do like 7-8 combo initially for that stage. Okay, so next battle we have a laser rune right in the middle. Okay, so one thing I would like to see now, okay, I'm reviewing everything here in like the first time, okay, so I didn't run through the video and then do this video. Okay, I'm watching everything like live right now to give you my live feedback. Okay, so every time I see a laser rune like this or whatever, right, try to move from the laser rune row or column first, right? So for example, if you see this board, notice that if you pick up the fire rune and then move it to the right, you can actually match the earth rune, right? So that's one extra combo for you, right? So make this a habit, because usually all these can actually do extra damage. Okay, so I want to see whether you actually do that. Okay, that's good. Thank God. Okay, and then one other bonus tip that I can give you for this spin is that before you end off the round, right here, right, just do another flick, right? Just swap that fire and enchanted earth position, so that when you end the round, you have that fire rune drop down as a second batch, right? So you can see you kind of missed out one combo here, but you know, because it's an easy stage, it doesn't matter. But difficult stage, yes, that extra combo will matter a lot, right? So you can see here, because you didn't do the stack, the fire rune didn't align. Alright, and then here, okay, because we have Xiang, you are taking the easy way out by spinning the electrifying runes. Okay, and then I just want to address something right now, because okay, as what I mentioned, I'm going to be very, very strict on black gold cards as a coaching series, right? Because they are already so strong, and I expect a lot from this kind of gameplay. Okay, so I can see that you're stacking the light runes, because no shit, you need to stack the light runes for this stage. Okay, but seeing the way you stack these runes, why are you not utilizing the extreme left column? Why are you stacking on the second column of the board? Then what is that left column doing, right? You could have done one extra combo there, you know, like maybe stack something else there. You can stack the two water runes, and then the light runes like that. You get one extra combo, right? But instead you're leaving that left column totally empty and not doing anything about it, right? That is just a waste of space, right? And then you can see that the other side, the right side of the board, you're not doing any combos at all, right? Very, very waste. In fact, it's just a waste of one turn here, basically. Okay, this is still at least a decent stack, but you get the idea, right? Make full use of your board. Okay, moving on. Battle 5. Okay, just an anti-hard dissolve. wait, what just happened? You just wasted one round here. Okay, so you align the hard runes, then you align the hard runes that didn't that can't dissolve, and then you didn't do a single combo. I'm not sure whether you misunderstood the enemy skill or something, but thank God it's CD2, if not you're dead for no reason, right? Can we give this guy a round of applause for the first time he actually completed spinning the entire board? Okay, this is how you're supposed to spin throughout the entire stage, right? As in a normal basis, right? Normally when you play stage, this is how you should spin, making full use of the board, practicing spinning, right? Of course, you could have spin faster, right? Because Xiang, you have an extremely long spin time, and not all teams have extremely long spin time like this, right? But nonetheless, try to practice spinning the entire board so that you make it a habit, and then, you know, that's how you can do initial 7, initial 8 combos on a normal basis, right? So that's how I actually practice personally, right? Just it's just a pity that you do not have light runes to dissolve initially, so you lost that multiplier. Okay, so coming to the boss stage, as I believe I might have said earlier, right? You brought in Lionel for the effect removal, but apparently Lionel is not ready yet, okay? And this comes down to whether you understand the stage or not, whether you take a look at the stage info first before attempting the stage, alright? And I believe you could have gotten Lionel ready by not wasting a turn at the at the empty hard dissolve stage, right? You did a empty spin in which that it does not reduce any CD, right? So if you did a one combo there, I believe Lionel would have been ready here. But then again, looking at the stage and then thinking logically, do you really need that effect removal? I don't think so, because this guy 1 HP bar brings your HP to 1, right? Have that non-recovery for 5 turns, but who cares, right? It's just a one shot burst and that's it. So in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. And then also it comes down to knowing what members to bring and also CD management. Okay, so you can kind of see that you could have gotten Lionel ready, but because of your empty spin in the previous stage, he's not ready now. Okay, so Colin is ready because it's CD5 very fast. Okay, so you did a Colin, no, you did an AWP convert, okay, then a Colin. Initial dissolve your light runes. It's just there. It's just there. Why did you stack it? Why did you stack it? Okay. Okay, let's go back and count like how would you better do it in this case. Okay. I understand that no matter what, this is gonna be a one-hit kill. Alright, so let's take a look. Okay. The number of light runes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 light runes. You can do the classic 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That gets you so much more combos, right? Xiang, one combo is 2 combo. By doing this, you're gonna get over potentially 20 combos, right? Including sky drop and stuff like that. Alright? So note, if you look at your team members, right? Who are the cards that have amelioration? Wukong and AWP. Only these two have amelioration. So try to balance out like how much damage would you get by doing 333 and how much damage would you get if you're doing a full roll dissolve, right? In this case, I believe doing more combos will dish out more damage, right? But this one is more calculation, so I'm not very confident on that, especially when Ultraman AWP have 2 sword ameliorations. Okay, but what I can say is that, again, not fully utilizing Xiang as a leader. Okay, you evidently could have done a full initial dissolve for light runes, right? Just swap the dark runes to the bottom or something like that. Initial dissolve that light rune. Initial dissolve that light rune. Right? That's the that's like the key thing for Xiang, right? Okay, and then that's the end of the battle. Okay, so honestly, Xiang is just gonna trash this stage, right? And then what I can usually pick out from videos like this is really like the spinning, the team member selection, the active skill management of the of this team. Okay, I believe that, I mean, Lionel and Colin is not a bad choice considering that they are CD6 and CD5 respectively, but as you can see, like the spinning style and then the way this player plays, right, is not very ideal, right? It could have been better, right? So if let's say you were submitting a Chronos Gate extra, for example, right, I believe it would have been a game over. It would have been a game over kind of scenario, you know what I mean, right? And I don't mind you guys sending me game over scenarios, right, if it's like a super long battle such as the Chronos Gate extra. So overall, the take home lesson for this entire episode is, you know, practice your spinning whenever possible, right? Even though that it's an easy stage, or if it's a hard, even if it's a hard stage, all the more you should practice your spinning, right? So I understand there are certain obstacles such as the permanent marsh trails, or that wet or many weathered ruins on the board. For example, you can't maximize your spin. That's fine. But if you have a chance that you have a full clean board with no like anti initial whatever, so try to max out your spin, right? Do the 3-3-3, maximize your number of combos, you know, try to practice different spin styles, and that's how you're gonna ultimately improve on your spin. Alright, so that's all for today's Coach Me TOS. It's been an extremely long video, right? Even though it's you know, a simple ultimate stage, but hopefully you guys have taken home a bit of learning points from this video. Alright, so that's all for today's video. Right, hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.